Saturday, September 12th, 2020. It's race day. Well, sort of. Today was supposed to be the Groton Trail Forest Race, which is about a marathon distance. I did it the first time last year in 2019 and signed up for it again this year, and it got canceled because of COVID. But today's race day, and I'm going to run the course anyway. For last year, I was total time, it's about 26 miles, a little over. I was about 4 hours and 50 minutes. So in theory, I have a lot more trail experience now. All right, we're at the aid station setup. Here's my get up, a little cooler, some gels, honey stinger waffles, a couple bottles of water to refill all this stuff. I'm gonna plant this. You're coming by here twice today. All right, it is just a couple of minutes after 6 a.m. I had to park at the nature center, and then I'm going to walk down to Boulder Beach, which is a little less than half a mile from here. So. All right, we are ready to start the 2020 Groton Forest Trail Race Solo Edition. The race was canceled. Try to put my glove on. So, this is the start line. I'm at Boulder Beach. A little after 6 a.m., September 12th, 2020. And we're going to hit the watch and go. All right, the start line. On your mark. It's set. Go! Heading down Boulder Beach Road, and in less than a quarter mile, turn onto log pile lane. Log pile lane, here we go. So on the right here, the Peach and Bog Loop. Not doing that today, but I've done it. So we're taking a left here down a little loop trail. Here we go. All right, we're at a little over 3 miles in, about a half hour in. Did the little loop trail, but now we're gonna head on this trail, start heading towards Big Deer Mountain. That's the next step. All right, check in. We're probably 4.5 miles in, about 45 minutes. Heading up towards Big Deer. quite a climb here. Not unexpected. It just is it's a climb. Okay, we're heading up Big Deer. Made it to the top of Big Deer. The summit, at least the outlooking summit, is right over here. Back down the mountain. Turned off New Discovery Campground Road, about to hit Als Head Trail. We are just about 7 miles in. Hour and 13 minutes at a 10:30 pace. Feeling pretty good. Definitely taking it conservatively. But I wanted to. Alright, just crossed over 8 miles. I am getting pretty close to the summit of Als Head. Made it to Als Head parking lot. Stop here for a second to take my jacket off, but now heading down Als Head. Looks like the fog is clearing off, burning off this morning. Beautiful morning. So doing good. I'm definitely behind pace compared to last year. Not all that surprising. Intentionally going a little slower. Also, it's not a race with other people, so the adrenaline's not as high. And last year, just went out too fast and kind of crashed. I'm like 17 miles to the end. It definitely was moving slow, so maybe this conservative approach will let me finish in a better state. Alright, I missed it on the video, but I just passed the aid station where the cooler is. Looks untouched. I didn't stop. So I've got plenty of liquid. I'll be back here in about 6 miles, so I'll restock then. But now we're going down Waynesboro, heading out towards Kettle Pond. Hey, go on. Hi there. What's up, horses? Just 10 miles. 144. Alright, turning off the railroad bed to go up to the Kettle Pond loop. Alright, on the Kettle Pond loop. There's the pond there. Just gotta kind of slog through this loop. It is slow going. You can see just big rocks everywhere. But 1 foot in front of the other. It's the only way to get it done. Alright, finally made it to the end of the Kettle Pond loop. Here we go. Now we're heading into the parking lot. Let's go back across the road, down the short little trail, back to the railroad bed, and then back basically to the bottom of Als Head Road to my aid station. First time I'm going to use it. Only time I'm going to use it. Alright, we're at the aid station. We're at 15.95 miles, 2 hours and 48 minutes. And we're gonna stop and refill water, get some food. Hey, everything's there. Alright, there's about a 3-minute break. Here we go. Alright, we're at about 16.6 miles. Now we're going to turn off onto this telephone line trail, which crosses 232 right there. One of my favorite sections of trail in all Groton State Forest. It's a really cool mixed forest area, even some switchbacks, even though it's not that steep. some of these cool gravel switchbacks. It's a gradual downhill. So I'm going to cut through this intersection straight, and then shortly after that take a right onto the telephone line trail. Deer checking. I'm wearing the Vodka EVO ski boots. I have absolutely loved this trail shoe for anything racing the long distance this summer. Nutrition checking. So again, we're 17.5 miles in, 3 hours, 5 minutes. So I just showed you some salt tabs. I kind of got behind on those. I think I actually had one first 3 hours. So that's not good. Started to feel a little cramp back of my legs. So I just took 2 of those. So right now, on the telephone line trail, probably about a mile, maybe not quite, and we'll get to Little Deer Trail and we'll head up there. Deer, almost to the top. This is a short climb, but really steep. It's only about 0.4 miles, but it's got about 250 feet of gain, I think. Basically, the kind of the 5 high points that I think of on this race. There's three climbs. Big Deer, Als Head, and Little Deer. So this is Little Deer. This is the last of the 3 climbs. And then there's the Kettle Pond Loop, which I did, and the Osmore Pond Loop, which I have not done yet. And then a bunch of single track and dirt roads, fire roads in between. So this is the summit of Little Deer. Alright, back down there. Okay, just crossed over 20 miles, 20 miles. And now we get on the Brook Trail. I remember at that junction right behind me that I just turned at the race last year, I was in a pretty low spot right there. I had just gone out too fast. The first 10-12 miles kind of burned me up. I stopped at that aid station back there. And I got some Coke. Normally I don't drink soda, but that was kind of a nice pick-me-up. Had some chips. I was probably low on electrolytes because I wasn't really doing anything for that. I didn't know much about it then. So yeah, anyways, so now we're on Brook. This is going to take us up to Osmore Pond. All right, well, now we're going to go around the Osmore Loop. Boy, that mile, that Brook Trail, for some reason seemed longer and harder than I remember it. It's like a 15-minute mile. Oh well, still marching on. We're at 21.9 miles. We just crossed over 4 hours. Alright, so just finished the Osmore Pond Loop. Right back there was the intersection with Hosmer Brook Trail. So that loop was, I'm at 22.9 miles now. I started the loop right around 21, so I guess it's actually not quite 2 miles, the Osmore Pond Loop. Now I have a fairly short climb, I think. Alright, so this is where I'm gonna get back on the Coldwater Brook Trail. That goes back up to Big Deer. So I came up this trail earlier today at like, was that 4 or 5 miles in? So I head back down here. It's pretty close to home now. That's the Coldwater Brook Trail again, Peach and Bog Trail. We came by here and I turned onto the Coldwater Brook Trail at 1.5 miles in roughly, which means about 1.5 miles left to go. So we're at 24.86 miles, 4:36 for time, 32:59 of elevation gain. Oh, I can smell the finish. This is going to be close. I'm at 25.6 miles. I think I'm less than 1 mile from the finish. I'm at 4:42:30. Last year I was at 4:50. I don't know the seconds. So about 8 minutes. If I can finish in less than 8 minutes, I'll beat last year's time, which would be awesome. So I'm gonna push. Let's go! Alright, stop the watch. Oh man. Whew. Oh man, this is gonna be close. I gotta check the numbers when I get home. This is what we're saying here. 26.7 miles, 4 hours, 50 minutes, and 21 seconds. Last year I was 450 something. I don't remember what the seconds were. Oh man, I have to check it home. That was fun. I'm glad I did that.